Martinez, 209 on the bar. 209 pounds on the bar for Misha Martinez. Third attempt, trying to go 3 for 3 in the bench press category.
I know that she paid. Because that's where she got her good looks, right? H-O-T, Mom. Platform ready. Sorry, Mom.
Stephanie Powell, 214 on the bar. 214. Stephanie Powell.
Ready.
214. Good lift for Stephanie Powell. 214.
That's a good lift. Nice job.
226 on the bar. 226 for Stephanie Powell. Waterman set up. There's a little bit of a hesitation in that press, but it never stops. So good lift.
We're loading 112.
Once you're given the press command on the bed,
Texas.
the bar has to move upward. It cannot move back down and then go back up. It has to be a solid movement upward.
Okay, Mr. Aerts. World record, sir.
Platform is ready for the great Susan Salazar. Susan going 248. Incredible 248. 248. Susan Salazar. Susan's fighting for it. They give it to her. more bench attempts. This is Lisa going 308.
Platform ready.
Platform ready.
American record attempt here for Lisa.
Tracy's gonna tell it.
I will get Gracie V as my next interview. I'm going to talk about her world record day yesterday, and I want to talk about her diet. She doesn't believe in cutting weight using saunas. I want to talk about her makeup line that she's involved with and all that goes with that. I want to talk about her coaching, her powerlifting. I want to bring Gracie V on and hammer her with questions.
Shorty's going to start us off. Tiny Cup will be up second for that, Carol. And Jason is going to be number 3.
We have just completed the flight for the benches. Now we're going to start off with shorties today. We're going to keep the action coming your way with some more interviews.
Steve, I just wanted to know that, those
Second flight of benches.
record will leave, but your demands of the business, the entity keep you busy, you're still pretty buff. You were spotting those spots over there, man. That's a bigger record search for the bench. You like the bench, huh? You love that? I like the bench. As soon as I get 200, I was stuck.
Referees that are involved, the judges, are international referees. They're the ones that they use for the world competitions. They bring them here for the American Cup so that they can give the best judging possible.
Platform is ready. Shorty Sedan will start us off with 270-pound opener.
Shorty today, 270-pound opener.
Shorty weighed in at 129.8 pounds. This is a big opener at 270 pounds. Yeah.
So 270-pound opener by 125-pound man. 275 opener by 125-pound man. That is strength.
Good lift.
Good lift by Shorty.
Looks like the good seats.
That's right.
This is the best seat over there. I can't see nothing.
Put this on while you're sitting there.
Can you hear you that way? Yeah. It's gonna make me talk.
for a couple minutes.
No.
Come on, man. Just talk about what you see as a coach, not as a judge. What you see as a coach. Let's talk power lifting. Some people prefer an arch. Some people don't prefer an arch. Do you think that the arch is necessary, or does it depend on the lifter?
People I train, I give them a choice. I'm not one to come to my gym, do it my way because it works for me. Try them both ways. Traditional, what I call Womack style, feet out, 110, 120%, knees, head back. Other people like this style, but we only legalized a few years ago. We were flat foot in the USPA and early USPA days. But less than 4 years ago, we even legalized the foot position. So it opened up a whole door for everybody. We have been 100% in contact with it. So I prefer definitely the arch feet out, because I feel like I can go into a better decline position, where this one gives them a better arch, but they don't have that drag to push them horizontally off the bench. So it's a give or take for the individual lifter.
Platform is ready.
Fun watching Steve up there once in a while, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I'd like to get him up there, yeah. Not just lead by example. He loves doing the head bench with the big boys.
Now the second, the quicker they can lock out the bar, the quicker you're going to give them the start command. The quicker the bar stops motion on the chest, the quicker you're going to give them a press command.
Constantly approached by lifters asking, how long do you got to stop on the chest? Is it a second or what? There's no time. I call it CNC, contact control. You can contact if you're still rocking or sinking, it doesn't work. Contact, explode. So lock out of the elbows at the beginning of the lift. If you'll notice, I don't even let the spotter get out of the way. I can see when his hands are off, the elbows are locked, the bar's motionless, a quick start. You come down, contact control, less than a second, blocks out that command, let them lock, they're drifting like a gym lift, and give them the rack. So really, the lifter determines how long we take.
Does the lifter also determine when you decide to make a call to give it to the lifter or keep it? If you're unsure about a call, will you err on their side?
Yeah, we're training a new judge up there today. We're taking a practical test. And I explained to him, sometimes in the bench, people come up, explode, and kind of stall and gain again. If I could think about it, did it actually reverse or did it just level out? If any time you're in between lifts, you've got a question and say, did it? Give it to the lifter, absolutely. Yeah. But it's amazing, as many complaints as we take as judges and the heat we take. I've got videos of CSS in the old days. Remember, they used to come out and professionally set up studios. I've got volumes of tapes. If you and I sat down and closed our eyes and picked one, 98% of all errors in judging are in favor of the lifter. Absolutely, it's so easy. You'll put this on TV and sit there and watch it, and you'll go, oh, that's got to be 3 red lights. And it's like, oh my God, you're kidding. So, really, most errors go in favor of the lifter.
Lamont Myers.
The classic is I get chased down. Worlds last year in Las Vegas. The flight's over. I'm standing in the men's room in the urinal, and a father sticks a camera in front of my face. I go, now what's wrong with my lifters? My son's knees. You said they weren't this. I said, really? Can we wait till we get outside? So.
Let's watch this one. Looked like a good opener from here.
Beautiful, strong, tiny little bobble at the bottom, but real strong on his positive.
Now, the tighter you can get your upper back, the tighter you can get the bar on your chest. So that's meaning the more you squeeze your upper back as you're bringing the bar down, the better chance you're going to have of keeping the bar from sinking in on your chest when giving the press command by one of you guys.
Again, Womack, the master to me, trained years with me. It's not even seconds, it's nanoseconds he teaches. The split second you break those elbows, you're firing those laps. Picture the old garage door springs in the old days. Tight, 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 tuck the elbows. So this is directly under the wrist. You're down, 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 explode. Like that. You saw the double bounce there?
I did, and I saw him pick his head up, and when he did, it looked like his upper back flattened out a bit.
Now the head position is just like you're saying the foot. What works for me may not work for you. Again, I'm kind of traditional. Drive it in on the negative, so your chest comes closer to the bar. Where a lot of good lifters do the opposite, it works for them. They're coming down, they go here, and then turn the head back.
Trying to get momentum.
So it's a choice, exactly.
But it's more of a timing thing, right? Because you're trying to anticipate.
And if your timing's off, or like him, it didn't work at all. Yeah.
We'll see what we see on this one. 380 opener by Dane Stedman.
Well, again, that sinking into the chest by an inch and a half. Again, it works for some lifters. Look at Dan Green. Dan Green sinks it. He's a phenomenal pincher.
172.5.
Wait, again, being from Womack, they barely make contact and go. It's just a preference in style. There is no right or wrong. For the majority of people, that contact is controlled. You saw that young 19-year-old girl earlier on. The judge I was training didn't think she even made contact with the shirt. She redlined it, but it was there. I met her at the Dan Green Boss Barbell meeting. She didn't know about this, and I said, you gotta talk to Steve, you're phenomenal. Her contact is just, man, it's world. She's off the charts.
Michael Marino, 380 on the bar. World-class deadlifter right here.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of the all-time pound-for-pound best deadlifters.
I didn't recognize him without his all pink on and his little headband he usually wears, yeah. Little incognito now.
From here, I know that was a good bench, but from here, I saw both of his legs shaking really bad. That tells me he's not driving his feet hard enough into the ground.
And it's hard to tell from here. When I train people in the gym, I kind of sit where the side judges. I make them wear shorts so I can see the muscles when they're energizing and how they're driving this versus this. Exactly. You're right.
He had a lot of shake in his legs. And I'm thinking, okay, if he's on his toes, he needs to mentally think, drive my heels down. If he's flat-footed, he needs to think about pushing the earth away. Not when it's on his chest, but when he gets lift off. He should, that's how he compresses.
And if he's doing that, he's flat-footed, it's possible you may want to experiment with moving the feet wider to get a wider base. And that usually works for a lot of people. A really good trick a lot of people don't know about, Mike Womack taught me. I'm a known butt lifter for a big guy because these benches are too low for someone tall like me. You plant your feet like you normally do. Pretend there's a stake going through your toe. Twist out with your heels. Do the same leg drive and it'll force your butt in the bench. It's phenomenal. I've shown a lot of big lifters that. They can't believe what difference it makes in keeping the butt down. If you remember the Olympia this year, the heavyweight men's flight of benches was a bloodbath, all butt lifting. Something very unusual for big 300-400 pound guys.
Yeah.
You normally sat with the younger women with creative arches.
Good look for Sammy.
Well, this meet is just going so smooth. You know, Steve and I have done this since the very first meet back in Green Street back in 2006, 2007. And I don't know if you remember, we were down in the parking garage, freezing cold, you could see your breath. The roll-up door was open. The dumpster was there for the whole complex. They remembered to dump it, but they didn't steam clean it out. It stunk so bad. Oh, back in the World Strongman was pulling out in the rain that day. Ode was one of only 2 World Strongmen out of about 40 who was able to finish the pull with a tractor pull. Oldest guy there, and he out-pulled guys half his age.
Wow.
He's just phenomenal. I love that guy.
I really wanted to.
Ben O'Brien.
I think we spent about 2 years at Green Street. We moved over here, had a small part. We're up to 350,000 square feet, busting at the seams.
451 for Ben.
Tiny little double at the bottom. Probably not enough to, We don't expect as judges every lift to look like a machine perfect thing. There is a certain amount of tolerance we allow on certain things. At a certain point, if you're not going to red light it, you got to at least do the lifter a favor, call them over, educate them. Look, I gave you a white light, but you had a little bit of this. And let them learn from it. So next time, they weren't aware of it. Don't clean it up. You saw when I was judging that last flight, half a dozen times I tried to talk to them. And they appreciate that.
Yeah, giving them a little bit of feedback. Yeah. There's nothing saying you can't do that.
Exactly. They don't keep making the same mistake.
I mean, you want them to go farther on and be better, more efficient lifters. You got to give them a little bit of feedback and say, maybe you should try this next time. Maybe you should try that. Does the rule say anything about you not saying anything to them about that?
No.
No. That's you giving back to the sport.
Yeah. When I do the rules brief with the judges in the morning, I explain to them, when you see a violation, don't just go up and say, your squat suit is touching your knee sleeves or your socks are too low and walk away. Tell them what's wrong. You've got contact with your knee sleeve and your sock. Why is it a problem? Because we have some lifters that do cheat. They'll have an ace bandage or a set of wraps under their sleeve to get more pop in the squat. And how do you correct it? Just show me how much is give. So in a matter of seconds, you can explain what the problem is, how to correct it, and why it's important to us. And you made a friend instead of just pissing someone off and walking away.
Absolutely. Look at this. 507 opener by a 180-pound guy.
He's absolutely amazing in everything he touches.
507.
He weighs 180 pounds.
180 pounds.
He's a full power guy too.
Yeah. A raw bench, he's up over 2.5, 2 3/4 body weight on what, his opener?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow, yep.
Wow. 507 opener.
2.8 times over body weight.
Being coached by Steve Goggins. One of the best
Steve
ever.
has done a phenomenal job for the USPA back in Georgia, yeah. He has grown that state, the following. I've talked to some of his lifters here, and they absolutely worship. He's done such a good job what he does for them. You notice he's brought a lot of female lifters, which I think is great for the sport. Back in the old days, we go to meets, 1, 2, 3 women would all be there. Now what, Camp Pendleton a couple weeks ago, 87? Worlds, I think we had about 85 or 90.
We had 85 at Worlds.
Unbelievable, I love it. We're getting a lot of crossover across from the CrossFit coming in, and we welcome them to come in. I think it gets their feet wet, they see us at their same gyms, and we get them into the meets, they find out this is more fun, they like this.
Yeah. On the bar. Is it possible when you get the lift off, if you're on the bench and you're benching, is it possible to get your shoulders pulled back? If you get a lift off and you don't pull them back, once they let go of the bar, is it physically even possible to still get tight?
You saw what I saw in that lifter,
Yes,
the
I
same
saw it.
thing.
He
got
to
a
pull-
hand off, Steve went to say start right away, and he did. As a lifter, as his coach, I would let the head judge go, look, when I hand off, my guy will do a shoulder shrug to shrink his stroke about 3 inches, and then give the start command. So yes, what you're saying, you get it, you do want to pull those shoulders down.
You want to retract your shoulder blades back,
Yes.
but you want to do that with the lift off, right?
Yeah.
So that you don't have to sit there and try to pull your shoulders back yourself.
So what we see a lot of new lifters, even this lifter is, look how far his shoulders are off the bench. They're literally stretching like this instead of like this. You want to shrug those shoulders back 3 to 4 inches and take off your
Because
hip.
you want to use your rear delts, your lats, your traps.
Bring it all into
You
play.
want to use as much of your
Right
back
now
as
they're
possible,
up like this, exactly.
which puts a lot of stress on the back and the shoulders that don't need it. You want to use as much of your back as possible on the bench, right?
You look at, I always tell people, look at the best benchers in the world when they're walking away. Huge lats, trap. Here's what you do.
Big back.
Misconception of benching, they all think it's this and this.
Right, pec and tricep.
So much, yeah. I call it more my lats. Bonnie, my wife, a lot of times will say traps. And I've heard coaches up there today say both ways. Sink your traps in, push with the traps, tighten your traps. Especially if you're really back on the bench in a really massive decline.
Steve saw it. There was a little bit of a bar movement. I think Steve, the red light came from Steve in the middle.
I missed that one.
It was a little bit, and if I were coaching Jason and he just did that, I would say, get those shoulders pulled back and push your back through the bench as soon as you hear that press command.
The head judge is going to see that before any judges. His vision with that bar being parallel like that, say the backdrop, you're going to see the minor things. That's why you'll want him to see a red light from the head chair, and rarely not from the side, because the spotter and the plates can be popping out just a hair. So the first red light, anything like you described, is going to come from the head chair.
That's his second attempt. I don't know that he pulls that off on his third attempt.
Yeah, he took a pretty big jump, 157.5 to 70. I think you're right. A step in between would have been a little better.
You know, the only way I think he's doing that is if he's going, I want to take 2 shots at my next attempt. Or maybe I was just feeling something with that opener, so I thought, screw it, I'll go for it. But to miss it 2 fists off the chest, there's nothing saying that he's going to be able to fight that fight again. And if he does, could he pull his hamstring, tweak his back? He's still got a deadlift left.
He's going to have to feed off of that, take it in the back room, sit down, give it his mind. I've seen people miss worse than that and come back and just blow up an amazing lift. Let's hope that's the case here.
Pull a Bill Kazmaier and lose his fight.
Yeah, the master.
Probably has a 402 in him. That was 385.
Yes. 180 kilos. Yeah. He's going to jump at least 5.
See, this is fun, huh? You get to watch powerlifting. You kind of, you know, you're not a judge right now. You're a coach. You're a fan. You're a lifter. This is why I like doing this, because I get I get to see the whole picture of what's going on. And I like to think, okay, if I'm that guy or I'm that coach, what's my next move?
Right.
You know, it's fun.
When we do that, the judges here, of course, we can't say anything,
right.
But we're thinking, ooh, you should have cut it a little more. Man, you should have put more weight on that bar. That was too easy for your third attempt. You know, there's 2 ways you can go home at the end of the meet, and I've gone home both ways many times. It's like, damn, why did I put more weight on that bar? And I left something on the table, or I should have cut it 2.5 kilos. That was a little too much. But you know what? A day or two, and then all you do is focus on your next meet. You've always got that next meet on your calendar.
On the bar. He had some serious leg shaking.
Look at that weight. 75.0 kilos he weighed in on 75 class. I was talking with the official that weighed him in. He really struggled. He nailed it right on the kilo for the gram to weigh in. Had to go hit the saunas yesterday to cut that last weight. He was not feeling well right afterwards, but it appears he's been able to fuel back up and he looks good.
Yeah. He didn't have the leg shake that he had either on that one.
Platform is ready. Platform ready.
He's going to have a big deadlift. You know he's going to open up.
Yeah. What's the opening move?
722.
Yeah. That's his favorite, yeah.
And he'll probably go
I've seen
750.
him in the American Worlds in Las Vegas. He's phenomenal at that.
David's on his way.
Now, started drifting north, yeah.
That's a miss at 402.
Intervening for Zane. We'll agree to come back and give it a push. Right now, Louis is our lift with 182.5, 402 pounds. Sammy will be on deck.
Hey, look at that scoreboard. We've got some close races going. 422.5, a 422.5. Some really close races. It is going to come down to the deadlift.
It will.
And like you said, there's some well-known deadlifters. That's their ace in the hole. They're going to pull it out.
That's the thing about powerlifting is you get somebody that's decent at something, pretty good at something, and then world class in one. So that one carries one or the other, or if not both lifts, it carries them to the end. And then you get somebody like Jesse Norris, Dan Green, Steve Goggins, Ed Cohen. All three lifts are freaking
Good
awesome.
at all three. Well-balanced lifters, yeah.
You got to hope they have an off day. They don't usually have off days. You've been around a long time. You've seen a lot of great days.
That was Wolf, records chairman in the old days for the USPA. Bill's records still stand to this date. Way back from, I believe it was the 80s, in the record book in USPF right now.
Bill Kazmaier?
Yeah, that's how good his records.
I would say in American history, for sure American history, but world history, he has to be one of the top 10 greatest athletes ever. Bill Kazmaier.
Is there anything better than watching the classic World Strongman when it comes on TV? The old events they had, the sumo and the different things. Very basic in that. Awesome.
That look that he had in his eyes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, we were at an event like this one year, 8 or 9 years ago, and where they had the World Strongman, the boulders there, and this, and they invite the public, come up and try this. I was standing out in the crowd, recovering from an injury or something. The guy's got a knife. He looks at me in the crowd, out of this whole crowd, and says, you, and I go, no, you. Because you look about 6'5" and about 290 or something. Nailed it. Perfect. And what an eye. Then he tries to embarrass me. Come up here and do this. And, no, take. He is amazing.
We have to deal with this lot number. Computer randomly assigns what's called a lot number. Then utilize that when the tips are the same to determine who's going to go first.
You need to go get involved.
Right now we're just verifying.
That was Steve up
jump
there,
from
yeah.
170 as a successful opener is indeed accurate, going to 182.5.
You know, as careful as we try and be up there, nobody wants to make a lift or take a lift over at the end of the round. So your spotters are your first line of defense. They look at the screen, load it. Your side judges back them up. Your head judges back them up. But sometimes the screens will change inadvertently as a lifter walks up and says, I want to change my rack height or something. And it can get confusing.
So bench press. Shoulders got to be in contact, butts got to be in contact, feet got to stand up floor, although the feet can shift a half a foot one way or the other, but the butt's got to be down and the upper back has to be down, correct?
Yeah, shoulders in contact, butt. Feet can slip 50% both directions.
Side to side or front to back.
And we don't measure that well. You got a size 5 girl shoe and I got a size 15. We say approximately 3 inches side to side, 6 inches forward now. Quick little double bounce there, but he's strong off the hole. Very high on the chest, if you notice that.
Yeah. Which is going to put a lot of stress on his neck and his anterior delt. A lot of stress on the rotator cuff. The bench is funny to me. I see the bench as either people are good at it or they suck. And if they suck like everybody else. But then there's the Maliks of the world that are just a mile ahead of everybody. You know, you're a good bencher, you're an okay bencher, and then you have the Malik who's 400 pounds over his body weight.
And, yeah, because some guys are leg guys, they like to spot regular. Then you got guys like Womack, they're great benchers. Personally, I never liked squatting. Yeah. I love the bench, I like the pull.
Not seeing anything with this guy in the way.
That was 446 pounds. Lights, please. Thumbs up? Yep. All right, we got 2 thumbs
Like
up.
they're having some light box issues right now.
Good for Sammy. 215 kilos, 474 pounds for Ben. Garrett will be on deck. Bailey is number 3.
It's like Bill Kazmaier wants to talk bench press. He's been talking to me all morning long about wanting to talk about bench press. He's funny. Yeah, he goes, man, I want to come over and I want to watch the big benchers. Because back in my day, I could hang with those guys, you know?
And I believe it, yeah.
These were bench specialists. He was a full power monster.
Here's another guy that loves the pull, Ben O'Brien.
I believe he's had some injuries and he's only signed up for the bench press.
Oh, is he this time? Okay.
He's not doing the full power.
He joins us from El Mirage, Arizona.
.474. 220 weight class. Okay.
He's like a good second attempt.
Yeah.
Followed through nice, but he left a little on the bar for that third.
What would you call his third number? That was 474.
That was 215 kilos, 275 to 220. I think at 17.5, it's going to be the easy way out. If I would want to challenge him as a coach, I would say 20. I think 22.5 might be a little over based on that. About what, 65, 70%. He slowed down a little bit there.
Platform is ready for him.
Vince is a phenomenally strong lifter. There's Garrett Griffin, 518 on the bar. 198 weight class.
Good catch, Garrett.
Yeah, that was a long rock night. He's correcting that. Lifter noticing right away.
I would say after watching that, he has no more than 524, 527.
I'd picture about another 5 kilos on the bar.
Guys coming all the way from Pennsylvania.
This is incredible. Malik Dirksein, 523, 180, 180. Get ready, squat is 716.
Platform is ready.
He's got a 565 kilo total right now. 1,400 plus.
We're witnessing probably one of the all-time greatest pound-for-pound powerlifters getting on the platform right now. With what he's doing.
He is at that body weight, this weight.
9 times his body weight total at Worlds. It was 9 times his body weight.
9 times? Wow. Could you be smoother than that?
Wow. Wow.
Total control, start to finish. That's how you do it. he's got the confidence. He knows.
Wow, 5. That was incredible. 5:23.
All right, we're going to
You saw how slowly he brought it down, too.
our third and final.
You know, to me, that's important. You see both styles. You see the drop real quick. I like the control, tight, 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 and then explode.
Pennsylvania.
And he had total control on that.
No matter where he goes, for his third attempt, that'll be at least.
I want to see what they put up on the screen for his third attempt here in a second. Here it comes. Let's see.
Excellent athletes here.
Move the cursor. Can't quite read it.
More the standard than the exception. Excellence. All right, Shorty is left our American record attempt here.
It appears it's probably a 240. I couldn't. They left the cursor out. I can't tell yet.
Platform is ready.
.303 on the mark.
Gary's going to talk to you. I'm going to go get ready for my next
Thank you
flight.
very much.
Good job. Come back. Inspection, Shorty. Inspection, please.
Good lift for Shorty, 303, third attempt.
158 kilos. Record lift, Steve. State, American, and world record attempt here, Gordon. State, American, world.
State, American, and world record attempts here. I just had Aerts on with me, the Vice President of the USPA. Alan wrote the rule book, and he's in charge of training all the referees.
Platform ready.
Denison,
World record attempt.
given the platform ready sign. Gracie giving Gerald lift off, 348 on the bar.
Lift is good.
Lift is good.
Please be on inspection. Ellen Stein, if you could please come to the table. Ellen Stein, if you could come to the announcing table, please. $170 on the bar now for Scott.
374 on the bar for Scott Brewer.
10 for Scott.
374.
Jason is on deck. Dane is in the hole. Platform ready.
Platform ready. There you are.
Open up 172.5, 380 pounds from Jason Briggs. I think we're still looking for a competitor, Ellen Stein.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ellen.
I have
Jason will be followed
my
by
favorite person of the weekend on right now.